Believe it or not, the narcissist still wants you to like them again. Don't fall for it twice. Never underestimate just how much effort these parasitic narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths invest into gaining access to your world. They don't just stumble into your life by chance. They study you. They analyze you. They carefully craft a persona to appeal to your deepest values and needs. Whether the context is friendship, romance, family, or work, always remember the extraordinary lengths they were willing to go simply to get close to you. At their very core, they are compulsive people pleasers, not because they genuinely care about others, but because they crave validation like oxygen. They are addicted to approval. And yes, that includes approval from chosen ones, empaths, and every genuine soul whose light they want to steal. Now, you might ask yourself, if they went to all that trouble to win me over, why do they later turn cruel, dismissive, or downright abusive? The answer is brutally simple. They cannot sustain the act. They are actors playing a role they were never meant to keep for long. Eventually, the mask slips. They lose control of the performance. And when that happens, their true nature seeps out. Here's the truth. Many of you are spiritual or religious. Others may not be. But regardless of your beliefs, you carry something rare, a decent heart, a moral compass, a sense of integrity. And they recognize that right away. That's exactly why they go into overdrive at the start. They mirror your values, echo your principles, and parade as the perfect friend, lover, or colleague. They tick every box because they have to. It's the only way to convince you to open the door. But once they feel comfortable, once they believe they've got you hooked, the arrogance begins. Slowly but surely, their ego swells. They start to look down on you. They convince themselves that they are the superior one in the relationship. Why? Because faking superiority shields them from the deep truth they are desperate to avoid. They know they are not good people. They know they are frauds. And the moment they grow careless, you begin to see through the illusion. And here's the breaking point. Once they cross a serious line, there is no going back. Once they betray your trust, lie to your face, steal from you, abuse you emotionally, or exploit you financially, they know the damage is irreversible. On some level, they realize you've seen too much. You're no longer fooled. And while they may try to sprinkle in small gestures of kindness, little acts to keep you guessing, they know deep down it will never be enough to restore what they destroyed. So they shift tactics. Instead of rebuilding, they focus on control through chaos. They provoke you with silence, punish you with indifference, act incoherent on purpose, withhold affection, refuse to reciprocate. Everything becomes a tactic. And behind all of it is a single twisted thought. If I can't make them love me again, I'll at least make sure I occupy their mind. I'll keep them obsessed with me. I'll hijack their focus. That's the game. They failed at keeping your respect, so they settle for keeping your attention. They want you trapped in cycles of confusion, wondering why the kind version of them disappeared, hoping that one day it might come back. And yes, at first, some of you may secretly wish for that version to return. It's natural to long for the early days, when their mask seemed real. But with time, you'll discover the truth. You don't actually want their kindness back. You just want them out of your head. You want your peace, your clarity, your freedom. And I promise you, that's the place you will arrive if you keep walking forward. The ultimate goal is ascension, reaching the point where you can release them fully, without resentment, without bitterness, where you can say, with absolute sincerity, go. May you find whatever you're looking for with your new supply, your flying monkeys, your enablers, your little minions. Just go. Will they actually find fulfillment? No. Deep down, you know they won't. Because true fulfillment comes from within, and they are incapable of accessing it. But wishing them well anyway keeps your energy pure. It dissolves lingering soul ties. It clears the spiritual residue they left behind. And once you've released one narcissist, you'll see the bigger picture. They were just the beginning. There are more out there, woven into families, hiding in workplaces, lurking in social circles, even strangers on the street trying to bait you into chaos. That's why your focus must shift. Not to them, not to their drama, but to protecting your peace, fortifying your energy, and rising above the games entirely. Of course, I understand. Anger is real. Pain is real. Some of you who are just fresh out of a toxic situation, or even those who have been out for years, still feel waves of resentment, bitterness, and maybe even hatred when you think of what happened. And you know what? That's natural. It's part of the human response to betrayal, exploitation, and cruelty. But the key is this: you cannot afford to stay stuck there. If you remain anchored in anger, the narcissist still wins. The true power lies in rising above it, elevating your mindset to the point where you can let go, detach, and, yes, even wish them well. That's the moment you sever those unhealthy soul ties that keep you bound. And let's be clear, soul ties aren't just romantic. They exist in friendships, in family connections, even in professional relationships. Whenever emotions are deeply entangled, ties are formed. If you cling to hatred, those ties remain strong, even if the person is no longer physically present in your life. That's why releasing them, not by condoning their behavior, but by choosing forgiveness and detachment, is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. Here's the bottom line: stripped bare of any spiritual language, even if you ask the most clinical, non-spiritual psychologist, the answer will be the same. Narcissists will never find real fulfillment. It's impossible. Their lives are built on masks, illusions, and temporary highs. And while it's true that many people in this world struggle with fulfillment, not just narcissists, the difference is that for healthy individuals, there's always the possibility of growth, of awakening, of finding meaning from within. For narcissists, that door is permanently locked. Fulfillment does not come from money, status, followers, likes, or the empty applause of strangers. It comes from within, from integrity, self-awareness, compassion, and authentic connection. And that is the one treasure they'll never possess. They will always be restless, always unsatisfied, always chasing validation they can't hold on to. But you still have the chance to break free, to reclaim your power, and to live in a way that feels whole. Understand this: they can't stop thinking about you. They replay old conversations, moments, and memories in their minds, not because they truly loved you, but because they desperately want your approval again. They crave for you to see them the way you once did. But deep down, they know the truth. They destroyed that chance. They crossed boundaries that cannot be uncrossed. They shattered trust that can never be repaired. Whether the relationship was romantic, a friendship, or family ties, it was wrecked by their own hands. And here's the paradox: to show you genuine kindness now would expose them. It would reveal their vulnerability. It would place them in the dangerous position of being rejected, and narcissists cannot handle that. That's why they stay stuck, forever oscillating between arrogance and desperation. Of course, they want you to like them again. Narcissists want everyone to like them. That's why they are perpetual performers, always putting on a mask, always adjusting themselves to win approval wherever they go. But here's the fundamental difference. If you're a chosen one, an empath, or simply a genuine soul, you already understand something they don't. You know that not everyone has to like you, and you're okay with that. If someone dislikes you, you can accept it, let it go, and move on with your life. Narcissists, however, cannot bear that reality. They are addicted to universal approval. The very idea that someone might dislike them eats away at their fragile ego. So, long after you've cut ties, they are still haunted by you. They replay things in their head, not with the depth of introspection that empaths possess, but in a shallow, self-serving loop. They think, if only I had kept them around. If only I had played the game better, my life would be easier. And in that longing, no matter how deeply they try to bury it, they remain tied to you in their own twisted way. But here's the key: you don't need their approval anymore. You don't need their apologies, their validation, or their so-called kindness. What you need is closure. And true closure doesn't come from them. It comes from within you. Closure comes when you decide to let go. Whether the person was a family member, a romantic partner, a friend, or even a boss, you release them. Letting go is never easy. In fact, It can feel like tearing away a part of yourself. But once you do, it clears your heart, it clears your mind, and it clears your spirit. The narcissist will never do the same. They don't have the strength. They don't have the capacity to truly let go. Instead, they resort to the only tools they know: games, manipulations, silent treatments, triangulation, and tactics meant to keep control. They play endless mind games because they cannot sit with emptiness. They know they ruined it. They know they burned the bridge. And while they may want you to like them again, they'll never be capable of doing what's truly required to earn that back. The damage they caused is far too deep. No amount of false kindness, no display of empty generosity, no shallow affection, no bribery with gifts or money can repair what they destroyed. And once you see through it, once you see their attempts for what they really are, you won't feel admiration or even compassion. You'll see the hollowness, the pitiful fragility, the desperate facade behind it all. And that's why the ultimate victory is not revenge, not anger, not proving them wrong. The real victory is holding onto your peace, wishing them well without bitterness, walking forward without looking back. That is how you win. That is how you rise. That is how you reclaim your life.